Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Rise Urban Nation, or should I say, quick tips, quick facts with Angela Lewis, our favorite PR person who's back in the building, giving us some more info to help you grow your audience, grow your brand, grow your business. Angela, hello. How are you doing this morning?
Hey Terrell, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So this episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about how podcasts can help grow your business. And I love this topic too because you gave some more valuable insights that I didn't even bother to think about when you think about all the different marketing strategies out there. I want to first ask this question to you: how did you discover the power of podcasts for growing your business?
I discovered the power of podcasts for growing my business through reaching out to podcasts, getting on shows with hosts, and then building relationships with hosts and being able to recognize how I could utilize that content over and over again. And so, we talked about before, I've published 4 books. I've hosted and produced podcasts myself and for other people. And so I really saw this sweet spot of being able to help people be on podcasts. And because I realized just how beneficial it was for me, and we're able to help host as well. So y'all don't have to hunt down people trying to find people to be on your show who are a good fit.
So true, so true. And we talked, and I remember us talking about the hunt too. The hunt could be a little bit of trial and error, blood, sweat, and tears, especially if you don't know what you're doing.
Very true.
Now, what sets podcasts apart from other marketing channels in terms of their impact and business growth?
One thing that sets podcasting apart is the way that you can utilize the content for podcasts. I mean, it's long form content, as we know, so 30 to 45 minutes. The many ways that you can repurpose that gives you an opportunity to not only promote the show in its entirety, but then to use clips, to have blogs, to create series of emails to your market. It's a great way to be able to just continue to repurpose. Whereas with other forms, say a TV interview, it's a really short interview, and you're not able to utilize the content in the depth of way that you are with podcasts.
Now, I'm curious. Can you share some specific examples of businesses that has seen significant growth after appearing on a podcast? Might even be one of your own.
Yes, absolutely. So I was on a podcast a few years ago, and the great thing is you build these relationships. So I was on this podcast, and then they reached out to me 6 months later to speak at an international summit.
Wow.
And I was blown away because I didn't expect that. So I was talking about the books that I had written for young women, and they were doing this international summit for coaches globally. And so I was able to hop on and have a few sessions at that summit. So that was amazing. But then one of my clients, her name is Robin Allen. Her business is Necessary Nutrition. And she was on a podcast, had this great episode, and she sells a vitamin D supplement, which is specifically a supplement that a lot of Black women, Black people in general, but Black women really need. And so she saw sales right after that interview because of that exposure from the interview.
Yeah, that's nice. Now, how can a business really determine which podcast will be the best fit for promoting their products or services?
They have to understand who they're talking to. So who are the people that benefit most from the product or service that they have? And once they determine that, then they can do research to find out which hosts are talking to those types of people. One trick to use to better find podcasts is think about someone else in your industry. And then you can see what podcasts they've been on, because that lets you know that those hosts are interested in those types of conversations. So that's a way to find and to know which podcasts are a good fit.
Nice, nice. Now, you got this amazing list. I always love your top 5 list of a few reasons why being on a podcast can really help you grow your business. I want you to break this list down for the people because I feel like there's a whole bunch of gems in there, but nobody can explain it quite like you can explain it. So could you take us through this list, please?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So grab a pen, a piece of paper, or your notepad on your phone. You got it? Perfect. So the first way the podcast helps grow your business is one that is most often overlooked, and it's networking. Specifically, building relationships with podcast hosts. You will be surprised how many people ask me, well, how big is the audience? Audience is important. I'm not discounting the significance of audience, but what's often overlooked is the background of the host and how building the relationship with the host actually can help you significantly grow your business. I mean, the reason we're here today, you invited me to be a guest on your show, and now we're doing a series because it's mutually beneficial for both of us. It's something that I don't think guests think about enough, but I was intentional about staying connected. And then we started just having these brainstorming sessions. And here we are serving even at a greater capacity than we would do alone. So the first benefit of podcasting to help grow your business is that you get to network and build great relationships with hosts. The second thing is podcasts increase your visibility. Podcasts are streamed on so many platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, Podbean, Buzzsprout. I mean, there's so many platforms that podcasts are streamed on. You're able to increase your visibility, increase your SEO, and gain more exposure. That's number 2. Number 3 is your authority, positioning, and credibility. If someone's been interviewed 100 times, it's fair to say there's something they're saying that's valuable, or people would not want to continue talking to them. Every time we pitch someone to a host to be a guest on the podcast, they want to know their background, but they also ask, well, have they had any other interviews? Because they want to know, does anyone else care to talk to them about this topic, right? So it helps with your credibility. It helps with your authority positioning. The third thing is you can target, and I mean target in the best of ways, the audience that you want to speak to. There are over 2 million podcasts, and everything that you could possibly want to talk about, there are people having those discussions right now, whether it's startups, sales systems, women leaders, nutrition, diversity and inclusion, career development, career transitions. I mean, all of these topics are being discussed at high levels. And so regardless of your background or your business, there's someone you can talk to about that. So you can really target your audience and relationships. And the fifth thing that makes podcast a really great medium to grow your business is that you can use the content again. Again, this is what makes podcasts different, but this also can help you expand and grow your business because you're able to repurpose content, long form content, in ways that you just don't have on other platforms. So
I love that. I love that.
And of course, there's a bonus one.
Okay, give us the bonus.
So
I always know you was gonna hit us with the bonus. Now I don't know if you saw the pause. I was waiting. I was like, she got a bonus somewhere. She ain't gonna sneak. She ain't gonna surprise me this time. I'm waiting.
And there's more. So before we get to the bonus, let me recap. First, networking. Networking and building a relationship with hosts is one way to grow your business. 2, increase visibility. That helps grow your business. 3, authority and credibility, which is huge. 4, you're able to target your market. 5, you have long-standing content that you can utilize. And the bonus way that podcasts help grow your business is that you're able to use your media interviews to show and expand your knowledge base. So what do I mean by that? It means that depending on your market depending on your market and the conversation, you can decide which types of conversations you want to have that ultimately allow you to show the breadth and depth of who you are and the breadth and depth of your knowledge base. And that provides opportunities for you to get speaking engagements, which a lot of people want. And you can use your podcast to practice sharing your message and your story, which can lead to additional opportunities out in addition to leads and sales for your direct business. But it's the opportunity to really present and get in front of people and get on stages.
Yeah, I love that. That reminds me of something that I saw. I think David Shan. Shout out to Sleepers for Suckers. They do an amazing podcast and give a lot of great knowledge. And he was talking about. I think he was talking to somebody, and they were talking about how he couldn't do a certain podcast or have a certain podcast because he wasn't an expert in that field. And Dave was like, "Well, why do you need to be expert in that field? I'm not an expert in any of these topics, but I have access to the knowledge experts, which now is my platform to be a platform where the people can go to get this knowledge because I'm bringing in the expert. I'm not the expert. I'll let you know any day at a time. I'm not the expert, but the people I'm bringing on are the experts, and that's where people want to get the knowledge from. And so I love that you mentioned that.
Often there's so many layers to who we are and what we know. But you can decide which aspects of you unfold on different shows, which combined really gives a well-rounded sense of who you are.
Yeah. Now, I know some people probably driving. I didn't get that, and they have problems writing it down, or it's going too fast, and I don't write that fast or type that fast. So something tells me you got a spot where they could go get these tips. Where is that spot? What's the call to action? And then take us to the bridge.
So if you've missed any of these tips or you want a recap of these tips, go to mypodcastinterview.com. Just mypodcastinterview.com. And you can download these tips on how to use podcasting to expand your business.
Love it. So y'all make sure y'all check out mypodcast.com and let's get this information so we can amplify, elevate, and get some progress, not only for ourselves, but our businesses as well.
Yes, my podcast interview.
Oh, my podcast interview. See, I'm messing it up. See, they was about to come at me in a second, so I'm glad you corrected me. Any last words of wisdom for the people before we sign out of this episode?
Yes, if you know that you want podcasting and being a guest on podcasts to be a part of your strategy, we can also set up a discovery call at mypodcastinterview.com.
Nice. All there in one shot. Get it while you got it. All right. That's it for this episode. My name is Terrell Simmons. That's Angela Lewis. And we'll catch you on the next time.